Hey guys, so this is basically going to be my 1 month breastfeeding update. I'm going to try to go through this really quick. To start off with, I have now made it 1 month breastfeeding, and I am extremely proud of myself. I went into this with the attitude, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't, because I was unsuccessful with breastfeeding my first child. And so far I've had more success, but it's definitely been difficult. I have had so many times where I just want to quit, I want to give up. And honestly, my feelings about breastfeeding are really mixed. Like, there's times I really enjoy it, and then there's times like, I hate this. Why am I doing this? This is awful. This is torture. Um, it is so much harder than anyone ever really tells you. No classes, no books, no videos can prepare you for the struggles that are going to come your way when you try breastfeeding. And I think maybe there's a few people that have no challenges with it, and it's just like, it is natural for them, it's easy, but in my case it's not, and for most of the women that I know, it's not easy. And it's basically a choice that you have to make, and something that you have to stick to it. Like, it's not a, you wake up one day and said, oh, today I'm going to breastfeed, but then tomorrow you don't feel like it doesn't work that way. um, if you look at it that way, you're going to dry up your milk. And I definitely don't want that to happen. So for the first month of Evangeline's life, I was pumping regular, especially the first week, trying to get my milk to come in. It came in. It was super painful for a few days. My boobs were huge and disgusting. Like, Sam was still at home when my milk came in, and he was even like, those things look nasty. Like, my nipples got to, and maybe this is TMI, but honest truth, you guys, my nipples were like the size of a Coke can. Like, it was creepy. I had like some orangutan boobies or something. Like, it was disturbing. Like, I would look at myself in the mirror and I'd be like, good God, that's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, I can remember being in middle school and all the little 7th grade boys would snicker about pancake nipples and and it exists. They exist, especially when you're breastfeeding and your milk comes in. Like, oh my gosh. I don't remember my nipples being like that with my firstborn, but maybe they were, and I don't remember. And I also don't remember my milk coming in as being as painful as it was this time around, and being as engorged and feeling like I had round bricks hanging from me. Like, it was bad. So, I made it through that first week. I made it through the second week, the third week, the fourth week, and then I got to that 1 month marker, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've done it. I've made it a month. I'm awesome. And so, as the weeks went by, my pumping has gone down. Now, mainly, I pump 2 or 3 times a day, and it's usually just to relieve engorgement between feedings. Sometimes I get really engorged, especially in the morning when I wake up. As of right now, she's waking up twice a night. Oh my God, it's beautiful, beautiful. On good nights. Some nights we do have bad nights where she wakes up more to nurse, but she's gotten to where she's waking up like twice a night now to nurse, and it's amazing. Especially for the simple fact of, I don't have to friggin' leave my bed. I mean, I keep like a basket on my bed where I have diapers and wipes and a changing pad and my nipple shield and a bottle of water, and I basically just reach over to this little rolling cart thing I've got beside my bed, swipe my laptop, wake it up, I start my movie, Harry Potter, whatever I feel like watching. I start my movie, I change her diaper on my bed, and I get my boppy and sit up in my bed with like a million pillows, put her on my titty, and I'm done. And it's even more glorious. If I don't even feel like sitting up, I don't have to sit up. I can freaking lay on my side and feed her. It's amazing. Like, that is probably my favorite thing about breastfeeding is, in ways, it's definitely for lazy people. But in ways, it's not. It's not all fun, you guys. And on all serious notes, sometimes things do go wrong. Like, I'm still having to use a nipple shield constantly. Especially, like, I can latch her on my left breast without the shield, but the right one, it's still not drawn out. Like, my nipple is still really in, But the shield has definitely helped to draw out my left one, but the right one's still kind of like flat as a penny and needs a little bit extra help. So definitely have to have that nipple shield, and I am on my third nipple shield now, you guys. The first one I got from the hospital. They gave it to me there, and I lost it at the airport when we went to see Sam off right before he shipped out. And I ran to Walmart that night and bought another one. And then 2 days ago, or 2 nights ago I should say, I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning to feed Evangeline, and oh my god, where's the nipple shield? We fell asleep nursing, so we wake up in like a puddle of booby milk, first of all, and Evangeline's all, oh, I'm searching, I'm looking for the booby, and I'm like, ah. So I like take everything off my bed, and I'm flipping my covers and taking pillows out of cases and sticking my hand in them, and I go and I wake up my mom, and I'm like, Mom, please come check behind me, see if you see it. And this thing is clear, you guys, you've seen these, and they blend with everything. It's hard to see them sometimes because they're clear. Like, you can be sitting on my couch and I'm like, where is it? It's invisible or something. And so Mom can't find it, so I wound up going to Walmart at 5 o'clock in the morning. I didn't nurse her, like, I made her a bottle for that, and I left, like we got her started, and I handed her off to Mom, because for some reason, which I've heard this before, that if you supplement with a bottle some, that it's better for someone besides the mom to feed the baby. And I've noticed that she does a lot better when it's not me holding the bottle. Like, if it's my mom or someone else that'll, like, hold the bottle and feed her. But, so I leave like that, and I go and get the nipple shield, and then it's all good. So I've decided that I am going to maybe start a small stockpile of nipple shields, just for emergencies. And those are basically the only things that I have to use. That and nursing pads, because I leak like crazy. Like, I get out of the shower, and if I don't hurry up before my boobs start leaking, I'll leave a trail of milk from my bathroom to my bedroom. So it's kind of embarrassing, and I've definitely been out in public and had the, like, wet t-shirt thing going on where the pads don't stay in place, or I leak a little bit too much for them, or whatever. Basically, I can use any brand, but I really decided that I like the Nook ones the best, because they're the biggest around. Like, they're huge. They're like this big. And the Lancino, or however you say it, they're okay. They're just normal sized. And then the Even Flow are like this big. They're like for people with tiny boobies. I don't like the Even Flow ones, but they're the cheapest usually, depending on where I go. So sometimes I wind up with those. And it is what it is. Okay, like I said, going back to the pumping thing, I'll show you guys the pump that I'm using at the end of this and tell you a little bit about that. And I've got an electric one now. I have a manual, and I hate that thing. I don't use it very much. It's stupid. And I had another electric one, and I bought a cheap one to begin with, and it sucked. So I wound up coughing up the money to buy a Modelo, which I should have done in the first place. I knew all along that I should have, and I tried to be cheap, and it just was a waste of money. And for basically, like, if I'd added $100 more to what I paid to that, I could have had my Modelo. So it was really stupid. And I like to think of it as pretty decent, considering it takes up pretty much half my freezer, my stockpile of breast milk. I'm pretty proud of myself, because I have been pumping and trying to build up, a stash. I feel so proud. Like, I literally, like, I'll show, like, when my friends come over to visit, I'll be like, hey guys, come look at my freezer and check out my booby milk. Like, I'm just so proud of it, because I wasn't able to do this last time. Like, I didn't produce hardly any milk to begin with, and then, I got on this stupid medicine because I had to, and it just dried me up, and now I'm all like, a fountain of booby milk, and I'm like, yes, I'm so proud. So, that's good. But basically, it's my relationship with breastfeeding is a love-hate thing. As I said, there are things I love about it, like, I get to be lazy, and I like the way that it makes me feel, knowing that I'm the only one who can give her what she wants and needs. Like, I really like feeling that way about the breastfeeding. It makes me feel so motherly, so womanly, so empowered. I love that. And I feel like, and don't get me wrong, like, I have a special bond with Abrielle, and I have a special bond with Evangeline. It makes me feel close to her, and with Sam being away, feeling close and bonded with my daughters right now. And like, we're still a family even though we're apart. That's really good for me, I feel like. And I don't know if this is really true. I've never really Googled this or checked into it, but I also, and I don't know if this is true, this is just me personally, I feel like that breastfeeding helps me keep baby blues and postpartum depression, all that, away and at bay. I didn't have issues with that really right after I had Abrielle until I stopped breastfeeding. And so far, I've not really had any issues with that kind of stuff, those feelings, since Evangeline's been born. And I feel like part of that I can attribute to breastfeeding. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's just my personal opinion and how I feel about it. That's like, I don't know. That's just how I feel. So moving on, we talked about how it's going. It's a love-hate thing. I am supplementing some, and I don't mean just like putting some breast milk in a bottle and giving it to her. I also mean that I'm actually giving her a little bit of formula. And I started doing that very early on because I felt like things weren't going well, and I felt like I needed some extra help. And for me, formula was the extra help. And a lot of people will caution you, don't do that, it'll ruin it, you'll dry up, you won't nurse her as much. And for me, it was the exact opposite. Giving her a little bit of formula was exactly what I needed to help me push through that rough point and be able to continue breastfeeding. And I don't supplement a whole lot, you guys. She has maybe 2 or 3 bottles a day, 3 max, and usually it's not even that many. Like yesterday she had a bottle once, and it was later on in the evening. And I mainly do it, because it does give other people a chance to get to bond with her more. And I know, they say, oh, wait till she's 6 weeks to give her a bottle. And I have learned a lot as a mother the first time around, and I feel like a lot of times you can go off your own motherly instinct and make decisions for your child, for yourself, and for your family without listening to all the hype that's out there about don't do this, don't do that, that's wrong, that's not the way, just it'll eat you alive and really bring you down if you worry about what everyone else says and everyone else's opinion. Now granted, when it's a medical professional and they're saying, some things you really do need to listen to. Don't get me wrong there. I'm not saying, fight the man on this one. No, you don't have to fight the man. Just use your own judgment sometimes. Make your own decisions what's good for you guys. And that's what I've been doing. So, like I said, I supplement a little bit, and she doesn't get straight out formula. It's always mixed. It's always like half formula and half some breast milk. And I use the Similac supplementation, and this is a new thing that I'm seeing all over. Lots of formula companies, Similac, Gerber, Infamil, all of them now have supplementation formulas for breastfeeding moms who choose to introduce formula. And I love this. I feel like it is empowering, breastfeeding moms, because you don't have to be ashamed that your baby has a little bit of formula. I personally, I think it's great that they're doing that, and I really like it. My doctor, he was agreeable to it. He thought it was good, because I made the choice about what kind of formula I was going to give my daughter this time. Last time with Abrielle, I'll be honest, I didn't research the formulas. I was basically like, okay, Dr. Bronigan, what should I give her? And I didn't think anything of it. And honestly, when I look back, Abrielle had a lot of trouble with Gerber. And I'm not saying Gerber is bad. I love a lot of Gerber products. Love them. They're like a baby icon, basically. But I feel like that when it comes to formula for my child, Similac is better. We had tried a little bit of Gerber with Evangeline, and she didn't like it. She spit it out. And for like almost a full 24 hours, she did not poop. Almost a full 24 hours. I was starting to get really nervous about it. And then when she poops, it was really, is the worst thing I've seen her do so far. So no Gerber, She does great with Similac for supplementation. And now, talking about bottle feeding in itself, mixing that in with breastfeeding. I did ask my doctor about the bottle thing, and he told me that if I really wanted to go ahead and introduce a bottle, that he recommended the Philips Avent or however you say that, whatever, you guys know what I'm talking about. He recommends the natural latch ones. He said that he's had a lot of breastfeeding moms have good experiences with those. And there are so many bottles out there, you guys, that claim that they mimic breastfeeding, that they're easy to switch back and forth. Nook claims that, and Playtex claims that. I tried the Playtex nurturers with her, and we didn't do well with them. She didn't like them, and I honestly didn't like those bottles. I wish I'd never bought those things. Those were like a waste of money. I know a bunch of moms like love those, and they're a classic because they've got the drop-in liners that are supposed to collapse, and I didn't feel like it worked for us. Nook or however you say that, they're made by Gerber, or they're owned by Gerber. I don't know which it is. They're either made or owned or both, whatever. I used those bottles some with Abrielle, and Abrielle always had trouble with them, and I hated them because of the way they are made. You could never get all the milk out of the bottle, and the nipples flow so fast. Like even the 0+ month ones, the slow flows, they are like a fountain. Like they're so fast. It's horrible. I felt like it did not work. And so far, for me, I have found that what my doctor recommended to be true. I have found that the Philips Avent natural latch bottles are the best for us for going between bottle feeding and breastfeeding. Evangeline has no trouble latching, and they're actually more like a boob. Actually, let me show you guys this bottle so you can see more what I'm talking about. Okay, you guys, so here is the bottle. Like I said, it's the Philips Avent Natural Latch. These are the 4-ounce ones, and these ones, I don't know why they do this, but I think this is actually kind of cool because there is a little bit of a difference. They have US fluid ounces and UK, and then they have like the milliliter measurings on the back. And they're actually, I think these ones are easy to hold, and they're small and perfect. I love them. I actually even think they're kind of cute the way they're shaped. And they've got this little indent there for your finger for you to pop the top. And this is why I say it's like a boob, and she does well with it. See how nice and round and circular that is? It's like a boobie, you guys, seriously. And then they've got these nipples that they flex really well. They're wide at the base, and they really, I feel like, I don't know why I'm showing it down here. You can't even see it probably. Gosh, I'm horrible. Sorry, you guys. But see, they're wide based, and they're just kind of flexible. And I personally think that these are pretty close to an actual nipple. I feel like these work really well, and I don't know what these are supposed to do, but I know the Philips, like their breast pumps, because I did look at those before and thought about getting one of those and decided I'm gonna go with Medela. But they've got these little, what they call comfort pedals. I'm not sure what that's supposed to do, but whatever. And also, there is not a million pieces to these bottles either. Like, I know the Dr. Brown's, people rant and rave about those, but there's a million pieces to those, I feel like. And after formula feeding my first daughter, the last thing I want to do is wash a ton of bottles and pieces. So basically all you have is the actual bottle, the ring, the nipple, and the lid. Super simple. Love it. Okay, so now we have talked about how it's been going, the breastfeeding, the love-hate, the pumping, the stockpile, and next what I'm going to be talking about is my plans for breastfeeding. How long do I want to do it? That was something that I got asked by a dietitian, and I told her that I wasn't really sure. I was going to take it day by day. I think I've said this before to you guys, and that's still what I'm going to do. And sorry if I'm talking really fast, but basically both girls are napping, and I never know when they're going to wake up, so I have to do this super fast. And I would like to definitely at least breastfeed the first 6 months. You know, breastfeeding the first year would be awesome. Breastfeeding beyond a year would be even more awesome. Like, if I can, I would totally do extended breastfeeding, totally. I don't really know how Sam would feel about a toddler breastfeeding. I think he would, I don't know, I don't really care. I know he'll, like, be okay with it and support me because he has told me, you know, he's proud of me for keeping up with this and doing it. And, you know, I enjoy breastfeeding. I do. And I hate it. I enjoy it. I hate it. I love it. I don't like it. I I don't know, it's a love-hate relationship. It really is for me with breastfeeding. But I'm just really thankful that I've been able to do it for as long as I even have. And if tomorrow we wake up and it doesn't work out, then I'm gonna be okay with that. I said this earlier. I learned a lot my first time around being a mom and having Gabrielle, and I was so young. Oh my gosh, you guys, I was so young, and I'm still young. I'm 20, about to be 21. But I was 18, and oh my gosh, I was fresh out of high school. I hadn't even stepped out into the real world yet. Like, it was still, living at my mom's house and just dreaming about moving off to college, and then my whole world changed because I got pregnant and I became a mom. But I've learned a lot, and I feel like everything that I've learned over the past 2.5 years, 3 years or so, like since my life totally changed and everything began with me and Sam. Oh my gosh, actually 3 years. 3 years, wow. 3 years ago. I feel like it has prepared me for the what ifs in life and the but it didn't work out things that happen in life. So that is pretty much it for my 1 month breastfeeding update, you guys, and I will probably do another breastfeeding update at 3 months. So in 2 more months I'll probably do another breastfeeding update, and I will see you guys then. Bye, guys.
So this is the breast pump that I'm currently using, and it's a single electric Medela swing. I keep all the parts to it in basically various places. Like I have several sets of like the tubing. This is just a piece I happen to have on the kitchen table with it right now. And I keep some more in the kitchen cupboard, some in my bedroom, because I carry this thing all over my house and just pump wherever. Like if I'm in my bedroom or if I'm on my couch or whatever, I just carry this thing with me. It had a neck strap and it got broken, as you can see. Thank God it getting dropped did not mess it up. I had it on the kitchen counter, and Gabrielle, like, it had the little strap attached, and I'd taken it off me, and the strap was hanging over the counter, and Gabrielle got a hold of it, pulled it down, and it busted that part, but it did not break my pump, thankfully. So this is like my breast milk stockpile in here. As you can see, I've got these 2 ice chests that are like full of booby milk, and then I've got a stack here that doesn't fit in these, and that is not it, you guys. So, and then I also have this bag, and it's just a Kroger shopping bag full of booby milk, and this is when I like stood them straight up to freeze instead of laying them down flat. I don't know why I started doing it that way in the beginning. I just did, and it was really dumb. So now I have this like big bag full of boob milk, and I have to use this bag to just kind of keep it from falling out of my freezer, and I basically just throw this bag on top of those ice chests.